This position looks easy, and it is, but there's a move at the end that you have to be aware of. Pause the video and try to find the move for your own before we dive into it. Alright, so of course we are not going to be pushing the e-pawn because it's not protected. It cannot be protected, so it's pointless to move it. Alright, so now our focus at this pawn on b5. We play the move b6. Now here, black can play this move, rook takes e5, capturing our pawn. If you thought about pushing the pawn and just be having, just be chilling and promoting the pawn to a queen, black will be able to play this move, rook to b5, and even though we can defend, but black will take the pawn either way, because after the bishop takes, this will be a draw. We cannot do this. The first move is correct, but after they take the pawn on e5, we have to stop this rook from landing on b5 and from stopping the pawn from promoting. Therefore, we have to play bishop to d3 first. Alright, so now here black, for example, play rook to h5. Okay, now we play this move b7, thinking, okay, now we can promote the pawn, and now we'll be winning. But unfortunately, this move doesn't work. Yes, black cannot go here to b5, but black can play this move rook to h8, check. It doesn't matter really where we go with the king, but black will go here either way. And even if we defend the pawn, as I told you before, black will just sacrifice the rook, we take, and that would be a draw. So some of you might say, okay, before we play this move b7, we have to cover this square first. So we either play king to g8 or king to g7. Let's see if one of them works. So for example, king to g7, it doesn't really work. Yes, we're stopping the rook from going to h8, but here, black can play this very cool move, rook h4. And the idea behind this move, rook to h4, that whenever we try to push the pawn, black will be able to go rook to b4 in stopping us from promoting. Even if we defend, the same thing will happen. So, how to actually solve this? What about king g8? The same thing will happen. The same thing, rook h4 and rook b4. So, whenever black plays this move, rook to h5, trying to go here, we have to stop it with the only move that actually keeps the advantage for white, and that is bishop c4 check. It doesn't really matter where black goes, like king to b2, king to a3, because now we can push this pawn and play b7. Because once the check happens, we can block with our bishop, and we're totally winning here. And for example, if you play something else like king to c3, attacking the bishop, we don't defend the bishop. We would just promote to a queen. Yes, black will be able to capture our bishop, but then after some checks, with the queen, we'll be able to, try to get some forks and win the rook, and therefore win the game. If you enjoy watching these videos, consider subscribing to the channel to see more. Thank you for watching.